The world we live in today is full of chaos. The news bombards us with one crisis after another. The daily grind of work has worn us down. We are overfed and undernourished, overstimulated, overscheduled, and lonely. We have lost the ability to stop, to think, and have become dysfunctional by our lives. Our best moments are quiet moments, yet these moments are extremely rare. If you reflect deep enough, both great achievement and profound happiness rests on one invisible virtue ignored in modern life: stillness. Ryan Holiday, in his book Stillness is the Key, shows us how to uncover and draw upon the stillness we already possess, how to cultivate and connect to that powerful force given to us at birth, the one that has disappeared in our modern busy lives. Stillness is that quiet moment when inspiration hits you. It's that ability to step back and reflect. It's what makes room for gratitude and happiness. It's one of the most powerful forces on earth. To tap into stillness, our three domains, the mind, the heart, and the body, must be in harmony. The truth is that for most people, not only are these domains out of sync, but they are at war with each other. The mind allows us to think rationally and clearly about our own fate. The spirit gives us meaning and goodness while we are alive. The body is the vessel we must treat well, or we will be forced to abandon it early. Without understanding what brings these three domains into harmony, we can never reach stillness in our life that brings gratitude and happiness. The mind is one of the most powerful tools given to us. It is the seat of decision when a business is on the brink of collapse, a marriage is about to fail, or when careers are decided. It gives us the moment where the fate of an entire game depends on it. Here are 9 ways to bring the mind to harmony. Number 1. Become present. During times of chaos and critical decision making, our instinct is to be reactive, impulsive, and go with our gut. We must be fully present, emptying our mind of preconceptions, sitting quietly, and reflecting. Number 2. Limit your inputs. We are constantly drowning in information, and it has paralyzed us from thinking and acting clearly. We have become obsessed with appearing to be the most informed person in the room, the one with all the gossip. To think clearly requires knowing what not to think about, what to ignore, and what not to do. To be still and focus our mental energies on what brings us clarity in life. Number 3. Empty the mind. Thinking is essential. Expert knowledge is undoubtedly the key to success. The problem is that, unthinkingly, we think too much. We defeat ourselves by overthinking, by needless doubts, or by second guessing. You don't just have to control what gets in, you also have to control what goes on in there. You have to protect it from yourself, from your own thoughts, by emptying the mind. Number 4. Slow down. Think deeply. The modern world prides itself on speed, from fast cars, fast computers, to fast delivery and fast service. To get better at thinking, we need to slow down and deliberately and intentionally think about the big questions. That's when you'll find solutions to the problems we face. Number 5. Start journaling. There are times where we are slaves to our own thoughts. They overwhelm you and stress you out. By writing our thoughts, we move them from the mind onto the paper. They empty the mind and give us an opportunity to wage peace with ourselves. Number 6. Cultivate silence. Each of us needs to cultivate moments of silence in our lives, where we limit our inputs and turn down the volume so that we can access a deeper awareness of what's going on around us. In shutting down, we can finally hear what the world has been trying to tell us. Number 7. Seek wisdom. To wrestle with the big questions and bring ideas to life, you have to train your brain to get stronger with constant resistance and training. Find people you admire and ask them how they got there. They've made mistakes and learned from them, and so must you. Number 8. Find confidence, avoid ego. Both egotistical and insecure people make their flaws central to their identity, either by covering them up or by worrying over them. On the other hand, confident people are open, reflective, and able to see themselves without blinders. All this makes room for stillness by removing unnecessary conflict, uncertainty, and resentment. Number 9. Let go. We are obsessed with achieving our results and fast. However, in doing so, we neglect the process and the art required to achieve it. We must let go of the willful will and focus on practicing and improving our craft. As any seasoned captain of the seas of life can tell you, what's happening on the surface of the water doesn't matter. It's what's going on below that will kill you. We are incapable of seeing what is essential in the world if we are blind to what's going on with us. Here are 9 ways to bring harmony to your spirit. Number 1. Choose virtue. Virtue is not holiness, but rather moral and civic excellence in the course of daily life. No one is more exhausted than the person who, because they lack a moral code, must fight with every decision and consider every temptation. Number 2. Heal the inner child. Many of us carry wounds from our childhood. The source of our anxiety and worry, it isn't us. It's the 7-year-old living inside us. They need a hug from you. Drop the old story and love yourself more. Number 3. Beware desire. How many great men and women end up losing everything because they freely choose to indulge their endless appetites and whatever they happen to be? To develop spiritual strength, we must see our impulses and resist it, and sit with it, examine it, and let it pass. Number 4. Enough. If you believe there's ever some point where you feel like you've made it, or when you'll finally be good enough, you are in for a pleasant surprise. What do we want more of in life? It's not accomplishments, it's not popularity, it's the moment where we feel like we are enough. Number 5. Bathe in beauty. We're constantly distracted by screens, whether it be our own or others. We rarely notice the beauty that is around us, not just in the natural world, but the details of modern life. We need to get out, walk, and pay attention to everything we find. Explore the subtleties of nature, the trees, clouds, animals, and sounds of nature. Number 6. Accept a higher power. To many of us, our experience is bound to our intellect and our immediate observational experience. We've been self-centered, selfish, and addicted to our desires. By accepting a higher power, we learn to override the mind, to quiet it down by putting it into true perspective and accepting something bigger, beyond ourselves. Number 7. Enter relationships. Life without relationships focused solely on accomplishment is empty and meaningless. The single best decision you can make in life, whether professionally and personally, is to find people who complement and support you, make you better, and for whom you do the same. Number 8. Conquer your anger. Anyone who has experienced true anger knows how consuming it can be. It can cloud one's thinking and get one to say and do things they eventually later on regret. To have a chance at stillness, we need to tame that tiger before it kills us. We need to be aware of desire, but conquer anger because anger hurts not just ourselves, but others. Number 9. All is one. As much as we believe that we are too unique for anyone to understand, we are all thinking and feeling the same things. We are all made up of and motivated by the same things. The more common we can find the common humanity amongst each other, the greater ability we will have to understand and contribute, and the more clearly we can appreciate the needs of those around us. The body keeps score. If we don't take care of ourselves physically, if we don't align ourselves properly, it doesn't matter how strong we are mentally or spiritually. Here are 10 ways to bring the body to harmony. Number 1. Say no. Always think about what you're really being asked to give when others ask for your time. It's your life. It's your flesh and blood that you can never get back. Be confident in saying no to the things that don't bring stillness into your life. Number 2. Take a walk. Sitting at our computers, we are stressed and overwhelmed with information, with emails, with one thing after another. Break your overwhelm with a good walk. Become aware of your surroundings and be present and open to the experience. Number 3. Build a routine. The truth is that a good routine is not only a source of great comfort and stability, it's a platform from which stimulating and fulfilling work is possible. Routine, done long enough and done sincerely enough, becomes more than routine. It becomes ritual. It becomes sanctified and holy. Number 4. Get rid of your stuff. We live in a time where we own an unexponential amount of things that no other person in history would have imagined. This mass ownership of things have stripped us of mental and spiritual independence, where the physical world ends up owning us. Our minds have begun to lie to us that you need this stuff and become anxious that you might lose it. Get rid of your stuff that you don't need and haven't used in a long time. Number 5. Seek solitude. It is difficult to think clearly in rooms when always surrounded by people. It's difficult to understand yourself if you are never by yourself. Sometimes you have to disconnect in order to better connect with yourself and with the people you serve and love. Grab these moments, schedule them, and cultivate them to get to know yourself. Number 6. Be a human being. In a world of machines, we treat ourselves and act like machines. In order to fulfill our responsibility to our country, our co-workers, to provide for our families, we need to take care of ourselves. Otherwise, if we stretch ourselves to the breaking point, we'll burn out. Number 7. Go to sleep. We have only so much energy for our work, for our relationships, and for ourselves. A smart person understands this and guards it carefully. Mistakes are piled upon mistakes by the burnt out, exhausted, and delirious-minded. If you want to be your best, there's just one thing to do. Get some sleep. Number 8. Find a hobby. Productivity experts tell us to spend all of our activities towards some sort of goal or activity. A hobby is not just the absence of activity, it is activity. It's an investment. It's a physical state, a physical action that somehow replenishes and strengthens the soul. Number 9. Beware escapism. The only thing you can't escape in your life is yourself. You can't escape with your body, problems that exist in your mind and soul. You can't run away from your choices. You can only fix them with better choices. What you seek will only come if you sit and do the work, if you probe yourself with real self-awareness and stillness. Number 10. Act bravely. Facing our inner demons are hard to face, but what matters at the end is what you do. Action is what matters. It will be scary, it won't be easy, but know that what's on the other side is goodness and true stillness. Stillness is the key, is about how to live well, but in doing so, it is also about how to die well, because they are the same thing. Death is where the three domains come together to stillness. The mind is empty, the heart is full, and the body is moving. One of the simplest and most accessible entry points into stillness is gratitude. Gratitude for being alive, for the lucky breaks you've gotten, and for all the people in your life who have helped you. What do we want more of in life? That's the question. It's not accomplishments, it's not popularity, it's moments where we feel like we are enough. More presence, more clarity, more insight, more truth, more stillness.